It's been a very special time for one person in Bath, and that is the 793rd Mayor. Now, my next guest became Mayor earlier this month, but unfortunately, of course, because of coronavirus and the lockdown, it was a rather subdued affair. Normally, it would happen in the Abbey, but not this time. But it didn't stop Cllr Manda Rigby making an acceptance speech.
In an alternate universe, today would be very different. There'd be pomp and ceremony. We'd be in full regalia. I'd have had my roots done. Our cheeks would be sore from smiling at people as we processed through the streets. Tourists would snap away at this wonderful spectacle. Speeches would be made with pauses for laughter. Visiting dignitaries would be announced. Hands would be shaken. Connections would be made. For me, it would be an all too rare reason to have those I love and who love me together in the same place. This virus has destroyed many lives. My heart goes out to all those who've lost someone they love.
Well, that's some of the first speech from Cllr Manda Rigby as Mayor, and I'm very pleased to say that she joins me now because, Manda, you've announced that your theme for the year, and most of the mayors do this, is going to be combating loneliness, which is very appropriate, really, isn't it, as it's Loneliness Aware Week?
Absolutely. Morning, Ali. Yes, I'd actually chosen the theme before the coronavirus hit. Made it even more appropriate now.
Yeah. And also, I mean, the Red Cross I think it was yesterday, or Thursday or yesterday, said that they've done a survey as well. And it says that 2 in 5 adults in the UK feel lonelier under lockdown. It's an awful lot of people in the population who feel this way, isn't it?
It absolutely is. I think sometimes people feel that loneliness might be something that only impacts maybe older people or maybe only impacts people who live on their own. But certainly in the research I've done, and talking to a lot of people about this, it's something that can impact a lot of people at different stages in their lives. And actually is something that is quite serious. It can have really quite severe mental health impacts on people. And I think at the moment, as you say, a lot of people have been locked down. I mean, I live on my own. I haven't had any physical contact with another human being for the last 3 months. And I don't think of myself as a particularly tactile person, but I do believe that we are social animals. And I think what's wonderful is a lot of people in the community are now reaching out. And I hope that stays something that we do even after the virus goes into its next phase.
Yeah, exactly. I can't count the number of times people have said, I really hope that some of this kindness and this community spirit and this sort of looking out for your neighbours kind of thing continues.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Where I live in Bath, we've got a wonderful community, and it's always been very good at looking out for each other. But the other thing I find, and I'm a bit of an unreconstituted northerner on this, I've always smiled and said hello to people as I walk past them in the street. And now I'm finding more people are doing that. It's like people are valuing that connection even more.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I know that's one of the things that's great about you, Amanda, that I think you'll be a very unconventional mayor. I think you'll just get in there, hands dirty, and get on with it. Sorry, after you.
So I'm setting up I'm just going to be different benches and different throughout Bath. And just talking to people who want to come and talk to me, because that's the wonderful thing about combating loneliness. You don't have to do sometimes the big things. It can literally be as simple as stopping and having a conversation with somebody, and that it benefits both the giver and the receiver. So that's certainly my plan, Ali.
Yeah, I know from talking to past mayors over the years, there's usually an enormous amount of engagements. I mean, you're out, you can go to 3 functions on a day and an evening. I know it's a very busy time. Do you feel it's a slight sadness that it won't be quite that way for you, certainly to start with?
I do. I mean, it's certainly not the way that I would have envisaged it happening, but you've got to play with the hand you're dealt, haven't you? So I think if I sit back and just wait for engagements to come, which is what normally happens, it's going to be a quiet year, and I've got no intention of making it a quiet year. I'm going to be out there sort of self-generating events and engagements and trying to make connections with people. In fact, you and I have met a few times last year when I was doing stuff as deputy mayor.
Absolutely.
That is amazingly wonderful. But if that's not going to happen, I've got to create something different for my mayoral year.
Now, before I let you go, Amanda, because I know that you will make every success of it, I'm asking people, what is the lockdown look? You mentioned you would never have normally been a mayor with having your roots not done, etc., etc. I'm asking, what's the lockdown look? We've got a stylist on who says we're all letting it go too much. What's your favourite, most comfy thing to wear?
Okay, now promise you won't laugh at me.
I promise.
Currently, I am still in my gym jams, but because I consider this a mayoral engagement, I have the mayoral chain on above them. You promised you wouldn't laugh. You promised, and you're laughing.
You would make my day if you sent me a picture.
Go on, then. Just between you and me.
Yeah. I love it. Pyjamas and the chain. Excellent stuff. Manda, I wish you the very best in your year. I know you'll be brilliant at it. And a great theme. And I know you'll do your absolute best to make sure that people are not lonely. Nice to talk to you.
Lovely to talk to you. Have a lovely day.
Manda Rigby in her pyjamas doing the interview, but with her mayoral chain on. Fantastic.